Hey everybody, I'm trying to remember the last time I made a video for you all for this class. I think it's been a while. So hello, and thanks for your patience as this week has been exciting. Nothing dramatic, just a lot of work. I just chairing a search committee takes a lot of time and then just a lot of other commitments. So I appreciate you all. I had a blast reading your What I Know So Far papers. I actually had a meeting with Mark Hall today and it was great. I told him how many of you referenced his work or meeting with him in your papers, which was really cool. So thank you all. Really quickly, we are not going to, as I think I mentioned in an email, we're not going to revise these papers. I gave you feedback, your peer gave you feedback, and I often linked for a lot of you to readings or things if you wanted to keep thinking through these ideas that you could read to think about. What I'm going to do instead is before finals week, I need to finish it. I haven't finished the survey yet, but I'm working on a survey. So in lieu of a reflection and a revision of that paper, I'm putting together a survey that will ask you some questions about our course and the structures, and then have you imagine what you might do with that draft if you were going to revise it. And I think that that's what we need, just the process of reflection or thinking where you might go next. I don't need these actual papers to be like pretty. It more is about thinking through the ideas. So I think that will serve its purpose. So I will let you know when that survey is ready to go, and it will be due the Wednesday of finals week. The video here is to give you some insights into what we're about to do, which is this game design stuff. I don't even know if you know this, but I think about, I read a lot in game theory and game design, and I think about the principles of game design in terms of educational design. So not necessarily playing games in class, but how do the principles of gaming, things like in games you get to take on an identity. Games have different kinds of structures. Games have the idea of, for example, a do-over. You can keep trying something and making it better. And so how might that influence how we design educational spaces? Why can't you do a do-over? Is revision a kind of do-over? So I think about those things. Peter Kittle, our chair, Dr. Kittle, got a little bit of money for this game, and Dr. Corey Sparks and our classes are trying to work through some prototypes. So what I'm going to invite you to do is look through some of the resources that I've shared. One of them is from USC's film school, and they have a really cool game that's a card game called Reality Ends Here. And it helps students learn about filmmaking by putting together these cards into a make. And so you'll see a link there. You'll see a link to a game I designed with a previous iteration of 431 where we designed a game for the summer. It was a remedial program that students had to do. We were trying to make it more interesting, and so we created this quest-based game that freshmen played when they came to our campus. And then I put some Jane McGonigal and a few other things, borrowing a lot from Dr. Sparks. He helped with this assignment and wrote a lot of it. So thanks, Corey. So you might look through those resources, and then what I'm going to ask you to do by next Friday, the 11th, is to think that through. How might you create either a part of a game or prototype a game or a series of quests that would do two things. Invite students to learn about what it is we do in English. So what do we do in English? Think about what have you learned in linguistics? What have you learned in rhetoric? What have you learned in Shakespeare? In poetry? What are the kinds of things we do, and how might we create some gameplay that would introduce new students, transfer students, freshmen, to those practices, help them be English majors. And then the other goal of the game would be to build some community, which is, I think, why we all play games in our culture. Why do we play games? You could think about that. So you can't do it wrong. I'll give you all the points. This is a game that you can't lose. And I'll have you reflect a little bit on what you were up to. I hope you find it playful. You can certainly reach out with questions. And I look forward to what you come up with. Currents has this weird thing where it only lets you have 20 categories on the left-hand side. And so I need to go in and combine a couple of our categories. So don't be surprised if you see some things move so that I can make this new space for you to post your games. So I haven't done that yet. I need to do that in the survey. I appreciate you all so much and your flexibility. I sure wish we had been in person with just 10 of us. Yeah, that'd be cool. And then you're going to keep posting a couple of updates this week and next week on what's going on in your workshop. I don't care if it's 4 sentences, but let me know what you're doing. When you don't, then I assume you aren't going to your workshop. So you got to at least tell me, like, you know, here's what we did really fast, or it got canceled. Just leave something in currents to let me know how your workshop went. Okay, got it. Gaming survey coming soon. Go to your workshop. Thanks, everybody.